Hey there and welcome. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a really powerful security tool that's, get this, probably been running on your Windows PC for years without you even knowing it.
You know the drill, right? You see that little updating Windows screen, you reboot, and you get right back to your day. But have you ever actually wondered what's happening behind the scenes? Well, it turns out Microsoft is doing a quiet little security sweep for you, and that's exactly what we're going to dive into today.
So, what is this mystery tool? Let's go ahead and meet Windows' Silent Guardian. Okay, so it's called the Malicious Software Removal Tool, or just MSRT for short. It's a totally free utility that's built right into Windows, and its one and only job is to hunt down and get rid of specific, really widespread, nasty software that's out there causing trouble.
And you know, the best part? It's all automatic. See, every single month, usually on what's called Patch Tuesday, Windows Update pushes out a fresh version of this tool. It then runs a scan completely silent in the background. Most of the time, you will never ever know it was even there. But if it does find something and removes it, it'll actually pop up and let you know.
Okay, but what if you don't want to wait for Windows Update? What if you're thinking, something feels off with my computer right now? Well, good news, you can totally take the driver's seat and run this thing yourself. And trust me, it is so simple to do. All you got to do is press the Windows key and the letter R at the same time. That opens up the run box. Then you just type in MRT, yep, that's MRT, and smack that Enter key. You might get a permission pop-up, just click yes, and that's it. You've just launched the tool on demand. All right, once you launch it, it's going to give you a few options. The quick scan, that's your go-to for just a routine checkup. It looks in all the usual hiding spots for malware, and it's usually done in just a few minutes. But if you've got a real suspicion that something's wrong, you're going to want to pick the full scan. Now, fair warning, it is thorough. It checks every single thing on your system, so it can take a few hours to finish.
Oh, and there's one more. For those really specific situations, like maybe you just downloaded a file that feels a little sketchy, there's the customized scan. This lets you point the tool at one specific folder and say, check this right here.
Okay, so like any piece of software, sometimes things can go a little sideways, and you might get an error. But don't panic. The tool actually leaves behind little breadcrumbs to tell you what happened. So let's figure out how to decode those errors. See, every time the MSRT runs, or even tries to run, it jots down what happened in a log file. And that file, that's our key to figuring out what's up. And you know what? Finding this log is just as easy as running the tool itself. So, pull up that run box again, that's Windows key plus R, but this time type %systemroot/debug and hit Enter. And boom, you're in the debug folder. Inside, look for a file named mrt.log. That's the treasure map right there. So this log file is super helpful for figuring out the common problems. If you see anything about corrupted signatures, that just means the tool's definition list is messed up. Easy fix, just download a new copy. If it says the engine couldn't load, just make sure your Windows is fully updated and try again. And if it says the scan is prohibited, well, time for the oldest trick in the IT book. Just give your computer a good old restart.
So we've spent all this time talking about what this cool little tool can do. But, and this is really important, we need to talk about what it can't do. Which brings us to a super critical point. Think of the MSRT as a helpful tool, not an impenetrable fortress.
I'm just going to let this one sit here for a second, because this right here, this is probably the single most important thing to take away from our entire chat today. The MSRT is not a replacement for your antivirus software. It was never designed to be. Not for a second. So why not? Why isn't it enough on its own? Well, for starters, it's like a sniper, not a whole army. It only targets a very specific list of the big, common bad guys, and it completely ignores thousands of others. And second, and this is huge, it offers zero real-time protection. It can't stop you from getting infected in the first place. It's a cleanup crew that comes in after the damage is done. It's just one layer of defense. So let's just put it all together. The bottom line is this. You absolutely 100% still need a full-blown, always-on antivirus program. You know, whether that's Microsoft Defender that comes with Windows, which is actually really good these days, or another program you trust. You just have to have that frontline defense that MSRT just wasn't built to provide. And there you have it.
The Malicious software removal tool, finally out of the shadows. It's this really handy, focused cleanup tool that's been quietly working for you this whole time. But I think learning about it also shines a light on just how important a layered defense really is. Which kind of leaves us with one final question to chew on. Now that you know about this hidden tool, what other parts of your digital security might need a little checkup?